It can't be that bad, oh, 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 it can't be that bad. All right.
You've never seen this before, right?
Nope, I haven't even seen the first one.
It's actually okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
What? Oh, it's okay without...
The first one's not that good.
I feel like they provided enough context in the first one, or in this one, about the second one, for you to be like, okay, I don't need to watch the first one.
No, they pretty much explained the entire first one.
It's just like Dennis Leary's ghost popping out. It's just like, whoa, who are you? But then they say Captain Stacy. I'm like, okay, so you're Gwen's dad.
There you go.
You're dead.
There you go.
Not a ghost.
Flashback.
Part of Peter's...
PTSD.
Yes, PTSD. Alan kind of filled me in. Apparently, he had died in the first one. Spoiler alert.
Of course.
And found out that Peter Parker is actually Spider-Man and said, you stay away from my daughter. Promise me. And now there's this whole romantic feud going on.
Yeah.
Which they all explain in the movie.
Yeah, it's like there's a lot of context in the movie.
Yeah.
The first, 20 minutes is context.
Yes. The first, a lot of context. It's the first time I ever see Peter's parents in anything.
You hardly ever see them.
That's true, yeah.
Well, we're going right into it, apparently.
Yes.
We were going to take a little bit of time to kind of hang out or whatever, but no, we're going right in. Welcome.
Hey, welcome to another episode of ICBTB podcast.
My name's Alejandro.
And my name is Christian.
And that's Alan
What's going
Roosevelt
on?
Boo.
Alan Roosevelt Boo. If that was your middle name, dude, that'd be so dope.
Sick,
but you're back in the studio. It's been a while.
Back in the habit.
Yeah, but you have to join us for these Spider-Man movies, man.
Oh, of course, dude. Especially with the movie coming out next month. So.
Yes, I am so excited to watch that.
Before we go any further, because I don't want to spend too much time on it, are all three Spider-Men in this movie, you think?
Yes.
Ooh, I'm going to say yes.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
We're all pretty confident.
Well,
you guys, confident.
You saw the new poster, right?
I did.
Yeah.
And you see Green Goblin in the back.
A small speck.
Yeah, Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin.
I always like to think Willem Dafoe sounds like two frogs talking.
Willem Dafoe.
Willem
Dafoe. You gotta don't listen to frogs too often, do you?
Almost never. But I think it'll be fun if all three of them are there. As long as here's what I don't want.
What?
The last 2 minutes of the film for them to be like walking in and then they're like, doom.
Cut to
Spider-Man,
black.
No Way Home. And it's just like that I don't want.
And then we have to wait another 3 years.
Yeah, which I wouldn't be surprised if Disney would do that too.
What if they showed up at the very end of No Way Home, right before credits?
In
the post credits, and then show up in whatever's after No Way Home at the beginning, and they just kill off Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. You're like, what the fuck did we wait 5 years for?
But the person who kills him is Bob Iger. He's like, I brought you into this franchise. I can take you out of this franchise, Spider-Man.
Man, that's how you would piss off a lot of fans.
Do you think they're going to add more than just Toby and
Well, we know
Andrew?
Daredevil's in it, right? But not Ben Affleck.
it's going to be
The one from the Marvel from the show, the Netflix show.
Yeah.
yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, the Ben Affleck Daredevil, if you brought that one back, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I would like to see that.
I mean,
have you guys seen Eternals?
I did.
Not
Did you?
yet.
No, but I read the book. I read the comic book. Is it good? It's fun.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it. I wanted to love it, but
He wanted to love it.
Critics are not loving it right now.
Critics hate
It's
everything.
better than what I thought. Yeah.
Some people like it better than Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi.
Okay, let's get into it.
Shang-Chi. We watched a movie called The Amazing Spider-Man 2. So it's the second in the Andrew Garfield duo of movies.
I think it's safe for me to preface that I have not seen the first Amazing Spider-Man.
Which is fine.
Yeah. So
Because you know the story of Spider-Man.
yeah, I know it. But these are just like slightly different iterations. And we'll get into it, but like Harry Osbourne is in this and they still have tension, but a different kind of tension. Gwen Stacy's in this, but a bigger
MJ.
part. What?
No MJ.
No MJ at all.
yeah.
And but they were thinking about putting MJ in for a little bit. They actually had casted an actress, and they had seen some behind the scenes shots. But then the director said, "Nah, cut it."
Nah, cut it. Said the first rabbi to a baby. This movie was rated PG-13 and was released in the year 2014. So we are going to spoil some things, but it's 7 years old, guys, so grow the fuck up. It has a runtime of 2 hours, 22 minutes, which we've just discussed. 22 minutes of that is just context. But the 2 hours of it gets pretty... It gets there.
It takes a while to ramp up. I'm not mad at it. I was not bored.
Good.
So, but like the end definitely made it all worth it, I would say.
Yes.
Jamie Foxx is going to be in the new Spider-Man too, isn't he?
Yeah.
As Electro?
Yeah.
Question though. In the trailer, it's yellow lightning.
Yeah.
But is that still the same?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Because there was
What?
when it was Max's birthday, the cake that he made for himself, yellow lightning.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I didn't even.
And also
realize
in the comic books, Electro was green and yellow, right? And
Right.
I remember him in the cartoons.
in the cartoons.
Yeah, I struggle with like one word a day. We'll just jump right into the stuff then. It has a rating of 6.5 out of 10 on IMDb, a 52% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 53% on Metacritic. But Christian,
What's up? I know what question you're gonna ask. I don't know why I'm surprised every single time. The Google users, I
Yes.
think for this is relatively low. I'm gonna say it was 81%.
that's all right.
Is it really?
Wow.
That's right on it.
That's right on the nose.
Hell yeah!
You hit it. Good job.
Thank you,
Well
thank
done.
you.
Show's over. You win.
That's it. Turn it all off.
Synapses coming at you.
Right at you.
Confident with his superpowers, Spider-Man, Peter Parker, embraces his new role as hero and spends time with Gwen Stacy in between protecting New York from criminals.
If he was protecting New York criminals.
That'd be even funnier. I'm one of you guys, right? I'm
Right,
one
we're
of you guys.
good.
Hey, we's all together, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
However, his greatest battle yet is to begin. With the emergence of Electro, Peter must confront an enemy far more powerful than he is. And when his old friend, Harry Osbourne, returns, Peter comes to realize that all his enemies have one thing in common. Oscorp.
Yeah, actually. So let's break that down. Max Dillon, aka Electro, an electrician, like a senior electrician at Oscorp.
Like an engineer, though, because remember he designed the power grids for the new
Yeah,
city.
it's
for the
all
whole
his-
city.
He was walking around with like 20 blueprints, huge blueprints.
Oh, in fact, his first line is, out of the way, I have blueprints here.
Out of the way, out of the way. You don't have a laptop?
No,
Dude.
with all the technology that Oscorp has, they demand real blueprints.
Yes. Big ass blueprints in a crowded city on a windy day. This guy's just walking around.
And Spider-Man saves them, and they have their connection of like,
Yeah.
you are special, even though like you can tell Spider-Man's just saying, I think I can take,
I think he's actually really trying to connect with the people that he's saving.
yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Because he does that with the kid. He even remembers Max later on after he turns into Electro. And I think it's very sweet.
Yeah, I mean, I do think what Andrew Garfield Spider-Man gets right is
Yeah.
his connection to people and like the way he talks during the battles and stuff like that.
Yes.
I just don't think he looks like a Peter Parker. He's just too cool, dude.
He's a little too
the
cool.
coolest Peter Parker ever.
Which I kind of like.
Not bad.
I mean, Alan was saying that. What's your opinion on Andrew Garfield Spider-Man?
He's a great Spider-Man. But as a Peter Parker, I feel like I gotta give it to Toby.
He's too
You know
Because
what I'm saying?
Toby
Like
is dorky enough.
Yes.
Right?
That's what I.
But Andrew Garfield is cool enough to be Spider-Man. He's quick-witted enough to be Spider-Man. And Tom Holland, you were saying, is what? A mixture of both?
I feel like it's a mixture of both.
Tom Holland does all right. Yeah, he
Yeah.
does okay for himself.
Yeah.
Tired of giving it to British actors, though. We should probably give it to an American. Maybe someone from
He's
actually
the
Queens.
best looking Peter Parker. Like,
No,
for
Tom
like
Holland
a high
is.
school. No, Tom Holland is
Oh,
what I
yes,
was
yes,
talking
yes,
about.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. In the opening of the movie, though, we do get to see, like you said, Peter's parents.
Dude, I was like, who the fuck is this guy?
Richard-
Who's Richard? I've never heard of Richard.
Richard Parker and Mary Parker.
Yeah,
believe
I
is
had
the
to like
parents'
stop because I was watching on Amazon Prime, and I stopped it so that I could see the X-ray where it shows
nice.
the cast and actors. I was like, Mary Parker, Aunt Mary. No, her name's Aunt May. Who the fuck is this?
It's just, I think we don't ever need to know Spider-Man's parents.
Yeah.
I kind of like the fact when I was a kid, we never knew who Spider-Man's parents were.
Right.
I just didn't know. But now they're like, no, they were actually making the Spider-Man serum. And it's like, what?
What?
That's
I didn't
really
know
weird how
that.
it comes back around then. Huh?
Right,
Like,
yeah.
But whatever, it works. Hey, it's a Spider-Man movie. I'm not gonna start. I do love the airplane fight.
Yeah, that got crazy
That was
fast.
amazing.
That got
Yeah,
crazy
yeah.
fast.
Because we just saw that they were running away. And then, of course, this masculine-looking co-pilot pops out, washing his hands. That's a big sign that someone's about to assassinate you. Don't know why.
I thought they were showing that he had the wrong amount of stripes on his jacket.
Oh, is that what it was?
That's
Did
what
he
I
have
thought.
blood
it
on the
was.
hand? I
did he have blood too?
Oh, because he killed the other pilot.
I thought the pilot
yeah.
died from a stray bullet.
Oh, is that what it was?
I don't know. This movie is so confusing.
Real quick, and I know we don't like to break down this early on in the episode, but if the pilot died before the co-pilot came out, that's at least 5 minutes of fighting.
Yeah.
The plane's still going?
Autopilot.
Oh.
But you've just made me figure it out. The plane is on autopilot, which is a thing that airplanes have. Then the stray bullet hit the pilot. That's when he hit the steering wheel. That's when it goes into fall.
Yeah, that's right.
Boom. We've just figured out a comic book movie.
Okay. All right. I won't question it further. I'll say yes to that.
I love it when you do that. It was directed by Mark Webb, and I actually don't know anything else that Mark Webb has made, so I was going to do a little secret shopping here.
They probably hired him to be the director because of his last name. They're like, oh, that's fitting. Webb. No, we got the perfect movie for you.
He's like, they used to call me Webhead.
Did he direct the first one?
He did. And he also did 500 Days of Summer, which is fun.
I love that movie.
And My Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, the TV show.
Dude, no wonder this movie's so romantic.
You know what? No. You know why this movie is so romantic? It's because Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield were actually in
they
love
were
at
dating.
the time.
They were dating at the
Yeah,
time?
so that's real. That's real.
Oh, that's real chemistry. Shit.
That is what's really cool in the first one though, because they like started dating when they were filming the first one.
Yeah.
So you can kind of see them falling for each other in the movie. But this one's cool because you're like, I bet you this is how their relationship really was.
Yeah, dude, I don't blame her. Like, he's charming as fuck in this. She's also very pretty and like very like I like her as well. But like,
She didn't need to call him. So we'll just.
let's get into it.
So did you recognize Paul Giamatti?
Yes, of course
You're
I
one
did.
of your favorite actors.
I've said it before. Rhino is
Yep.
my favorite Spider-Man villain, which is so unfortunate for many people. I know, but like,
No, it's not unfortunate for many people.
it's just unfortunate for me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've been ridiculed in the past for like, that's your favorite one, but I don't want to be a typical schmuck and like Venom or Carnage because everyone likes those villains.
I'm a fan of Electro.
This one?
No. No, actually, I don't know. No.
Dude, when he gets electrocuted, real quick, it fixes his gap.
Yeah, it makes him sexy.
Yo, fuck my Invisalign. I need to just get electrocuted somewhere. I have to go really put myself in
I
danger.
forgot about that. They like get a close up on the teeth. It's not like there's something that happens. They make a point to show it.
This studio did so much work by putting on some like prosthetics or some special effects to give him a gap to begin with, just so they could put it back together through more special effects.
Jamie Foxx is an incredibly good looking man.
Yes.
They made him look like dog shit in the
Horrible.
beginning of the film. They made him balding.
comb over.
Yeah, they gave him a pocket protector. They made him like insane in the membrane. Like
Cartoonishly ugly.
Yes. That's the worst offense.
Cartoonishly lonely too.
And cartoonishly crazy because he's like talking to himself and he's like, "Happy birthday, Spider-Man! Thank
Happy
you."
birthday. You didn't forget. Of course you didn't forget about Max. And then the day's going to be perfect. Power goes off. He's like, Circuit 69.
Which means what? Because we don't see him go fix it.
No.
I thought that's what was going to happen. He's going to go on the roof and try and like fix it. And then that's how he would get his powers.
He stuck out like a sore thumb in this movie, I would say. And I don't think it's his fault. He's just giving it his all.
Yeah.
He read the script. He was like, okay, of course I'm going to bring it to life. I'm fucking Jamie Foxx. Yeah.
Well, maybe that's why he gets a second chance.
Maybe.
There you go.
But Paul Giamatti's dope. I will have to say that this movie looks good.
It's from the first time we see Spider-Man falling into this. It's beautiful.
What do you guys think of, where do you
it's
guys
great.
rank this Spider-Man suit?
I think it's the second best behind Tom Holland.
Yes. Oh, behind Tom Holland.
Oh,
I like the Sam Raimi one, dude.
You do?
Sam
I
Raimi one's
do.
cool, but it's I know. I like the
Sam Raimi ones
I like the Stark suit.
makes me, it's not my favorite.
Okay.
I think the lines,
too chunky.
it's too chunky. The lines are too chunky. And like on the fingers, like their rings on the it's it's a little weird. It's cool.
Okay.
But in comparison, this one, you could actually see that it's spandex, right?
Yeah.
That's true. You can actually see like the folds when he's like going through the air. And
like-
stuff.
Yes.
Like, yeah, that was a detail that I like.
Really good. And then Tom Holland's is just souped up from
The one thing I don't like about this film,
What?
Its costume, is the mask. Right, makes his head look really round, but then he pulls it off and he has hair like up to here. So like the mask should be up to here as well.
Well, this is like a more of a cartoonish mask, right? Because the spider eyes are bigger as
They
opposed
don't-
to the other ones.
They don't blink though. Like Tom Holland's eyes blink.
No.
They like. Zzz,
Yeah.
zzz, they, like
Oh,
they move
because
and
it has
stuff.
Tony Stark's
Yeah.
technology. No, this one's just spandex. So it's
Also, like the eyes that he has are like this big, right? Now to here.
yeah.
But wouldn't his eyes be like just barely seeing through the smallest portion of it? His eyes aren't on the side of his head.
Like a fucking chameleon.
Maybe when he got bit by a spider, the first thing that happened was his eyes started.
They went to the side.
We know that happened because Harry makes a joke about his unibrow.
Oh,
Remember?
Wait, what?
Yes.
What does a unibrow have anything to do with this?
Anyways.
Okay.
So Peter's doing his thing.
Yes.
He's Spider-Man. Love him or hate him, he's saving the world.
Yeah.
In fact, he's stopping plutonium from being stolen.
Yeah.
Which is just like, how do we make something sound really scary to people who don't know anything? Plutonium.
Yeah. Well, and then Paul Giamatti just killing hundreds of people.
oh yeah.
And like an army of police officers.
Too
pull up.
many cars.
That was like the entire New York State police force was following him.
Yeah.
And then they all come out just...
Yeah.
And then Spider-Man, of course, takes away their weapons and puts them in a web and saves the day. But what we don't know yet, or what we're finally learning, is that Peter Parker has things to do as well.
Mm-hmm. He's that day he was trying to make it to his own high school graduation.
Yes.
Oh, and Gwen Stacy was valedictorian.
And she
Gave a
has this
speech.
big speech, and she calls him, and she's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I'm caught in traffic," and he's like on the hood of a police car.
Yeah.
This movie has good like jokey bits like that. That I think they got the fun of Spider-Man.
Yes.
Right.
Definitely.
Want some trivia?
What's up?
Emma Stone wrote that graduation speech.
She wrote it herself?
Yeah.
Man, I love that woman.
Yeah.
Can we say, I just want to say real quick, your brother, who's going to be on this podcast, got to interview her.
I don't know if interview, but at least met like
Nice.
Met and had a
and she's
drink or something
super-
like that, right?
Something like that, but like she was like super nice.
And said that
Yeah,
she was
super
just
nice.
gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
Like that there's like a difference when you're like talking to a regular person, but then when you're talking to a movie star, those are some shiny fuckers.
She's got big eyes too.
Yeah.
Cat eyes.
Yeah.
Speaking of cat eyes,
What?
Felicia in this movie.
Oh,
It was
yes.
It was supposed to be. They were setting up that she was going to be Black Cat.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Yeah, they're giving her like a lot of
Screen time.
Yeah, so weirdly
But no
enough.
lines.
No, just a few.
Well, like yeah, but for the amount of screen time, she's on the screen way more than she speaks. Like a lot of her stuff, she's just like,
Yeah.
Oh, when Harry Osborn gives her a promotion in front of all the other old white men. Who are you, Felicia? You were my dad's assistant.
I thought he was gonna be like, "Who are you, Felicia? Bye, Felicia."
Bye, Felicia. Harry Osborn made a complete 180.
Yeah.
You mean Justin Bieber?
He looks like a sickly Justin Bieber.
I mean, we're here now. Let's talk about Harry Osborn and his return to New York City.
Yeah.
Because when he comes back, the first thing he does is he gets to go see his dad laying in his goblin bed.
Looking so gross.
Did you see his hands? You saw his hands, right?
Like goblin hands.
Goblin
yeah.
hands.
Straight up.
They literally have a goblin disease.
Yeah, at the at the board meeting for this movie, they're like, okay, Willem Dafoe, rich fucker.
No, it wasn't.
him in
it's
a suit.
Not Willem Dafoe. Oh, I
Yeah,
know.
Willem
Okay,
Dafoe,
okay,
the
okay.
original Green
Yes, yes,
Goblin,
yes,
right?
yes, yes.
But these goblins, Harry Osborn and Norman Osborn,
These Osborns.
yeah, we're just gonna make them sick with something called retroviral,
Retroviral.
hypodysplasia. I looked it up.
What does it do?
Well, it gives you cysts, and you die in like 20 years,
Whoa.
and it's genetic.
Can we make it like turn you green?
And then very long nails.
And like, how do we know that this is the green goblin, guys?
Really, just change the skin pigmentation.
We'll make his eyes purple too.
Dude, and it changes Harry Osborn's laugh at the end of the movie. Like, what, dude?
I really like this Harry Osborn, but I really like James Franco's Green Goblin more. Like, I think that's the coolest looking Green Goblin.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, when he comes back, he's got the surfboard. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean? And like,
I honestly disliked this Harry Osborn.
I
What do you think, Alan?
I didn't really buy it, man.
I couldn't believe
Yeah,
any of his words.
Yeah.
He's just like, yeah, my father's dead. Hey, Peter, you finally got your braces off. What? Now you don't have to, like, now
he's talking about the unibrow.
yeah, he's talking about the unibrow. I'm like,
Because his eyes were so close to each other. I do think that it would have been better if Harry was a little bit smarter. Because, like, there's a point when he calls Peter Parker in because he's like, I got to find Spider-Man. He's got the blood
Yeah,
for me
yeah.
and stuff. Like, I think they should have just gone that one more step further because he's like, because it's you, Peter. I've known you since you were a kid. Of course I know, like, you're Spider-Man. Like, I can tell.
he should know.
And also, your dad was working on the super secret spider thing with my dad. And, like, I know you're also now working on it as well because you've been hacking my systems. Like, they should have just given him that one step further of smartness.
Because it wasn't until the very end when he saw that Spider-Man was with Gwen Stacy and was like, "Whoa, you're Peter." You fucking dumbass.
What if it wasn't Peter and just like Spider-Man was Gwen Stacy's like new boyfriend Bill?
Oh, he'd be like, "Oh, how embarrassing."
Fuck, oh man, I have this whole thing laid out for my friend.
Yeah.
His dad and my dad were working on a thing. I'm so sorry. I guess he is just a photographer.
Let's keep going, because after that they put a lot of emphasis on Gwen Stacy and Peter Parker's romance. Like, even from like walking the stage, he has the coolest way to enter, just like slings in and then like takes her and then like kisses her.
He's literally swinging in like Spider-Man.
Yeah,
And nobody's going to be like,
it's weird.
Actually, one person does.
Who?
Stan Lee.
Oh,
yeah.
yes! I'm so happy that I saw him. I was like, yes. I
It's like
miss
seeing
you.
an old friend.
Right? What are you doing?
Putting my arm around Stan Lee's ghost.
Oh, I thought you wanted a high five. I'm embarrassed.
You should be.
Okay.
In front of Stan, no less.
And don't forget about Steve Ditko. He doesn't get enough love. Yeah.
Was he in this?
No, Steve, he's not in this. He just doesn't get enough credit. But yeah, I think that Peter's and Gwen's relationship,
Very real.
not healthy.
No, so
way.
bad.
That's why it's real.
Yes. And like when she calls him and they have their like, let's be friends scene.
Yeah.
That was like the cutest get back together date I've ever seen in my life.
Cute.
I knew you would love that scene.
Of course, dude. That's my favorite part.
Yeah.
Best scene in the movie? For
Okay,
sure
well,
that.
You can't do that laugh then because that's off the table.
That's so cute. That if I was still single and like, no, that wouldn't work for me.
I think this movie did set a record of how many times they say the word amazing.
They force it in.
Every character says amazing 47 times?
Yeah.
Like,
It's just like, we get it. It's not Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. It's the Amazing Spider-Man.
not the Spider-Man.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
but no less. At that same time, of course, what's going on? Jamie Foxx is waking up from his like mud bath
Yeah. I don't know what they're so
because he got electrocuted and all his skin burned off, and now he's just pure energy.
Yeah.
So now that we're here, let's talk about it. He's like, "What is? It's my birthday." And then BJ Novak from the
Novak's like,
office.
You gotta stay and work.
Sorry, Max.
Happy
You
birthday.
gotta fix it. And he goes up to the fucking to whatever that power grid was. And
Which is where they also keep electric eels in tanks.
electric eels that are mutated. And he says, "I got medicine for you. I'm gonna fix you guys up," right? Gets there and he calls for help. He calls whoever's in charge of turning off the power. And they're like, "Nope, we're already home. Figure it out, Max." And he's like, "Okay, on my fucking birthday,
I'll do it anyways.
I'll do it." And
Like, this is a private job.
and he got electrocuted.
They do all the build up, and he's like,
Would he have gotten electrocuted if he let go faster?
I think no matter what, he fell into a tank of electric eels.
That all bit him.
Yeah.
So this movie posits that you just like a lot of animals, because wasn't in the first one it was a lizard, right?
Yes,
And he was
yes,
like infusing himself with lizard stuff. This whole franchise is about animals.
Yeah.
Which I don't think Spider-Man was super intense about animals.
No, oh gosh, you're right. Lizards, eels, rhinos,
Spiders.
vultures.
Yes.
Vulture was supposed to be part of the Sinister Six.
Rats.
Crabbing.
In the first
Rats.
one. Or there was like mice they were just testing. It wasn't that big of a deal, but
You're right.
Yeah,
you're
fuck
right.
mice. Fuck those mice. They deserve it.
But yeah, so Jamie Foxx,
Is like bitten to death, but then also like calcified.
yes. Do you guys feel bad for him?
No. No, he's crazy.
He is, but
He's cuckoo bananas.
do we want to? Yeah. I think it's one of those tropes where he idolizes someone so much, and once you feel betrayal from that person, it instantly turns into hate.
And it wasn't even betrayal. I mean, he walks into the middle of Times Square and starts like like sucking in all the energy.
Yeah.
And then everybody's like, what the fuck? And then Spider-Man has to save the day. Mm-hmm. But so he swings in, and then they have their big fight in the middle of Times Square, which is a cool fight. This movie, again, is very visually appealing.
Looks great.
Because Spider-Man's electrocuting, the handrails, and Spider-Man's having to like pull people away. And
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, I had never seen that before until this movie. I think, even though I'd never seen this movie before, it was playing in the break room at my work, and it was that scene where Electro had popped up, and I sat down and watched it. And then
you're like, that's enough.
I was like, this is cool. This is great. How is this movie rated poorly? And then I saw the
rest
parts,
of it.
Right?
Then you saw Harry Osbourne.
he's like stuck in his emo phase.
Very 2001 emo face for 2014. It is a
Yeah,
very
dude,
like.
pick up a comb.
Remember, he does pick up a comb. His manservant holds the hair dryer.
Oh,
That's right.
that fucking joke. Yeah, well, obviously something didn't work out.
So Electro is stopped and by fire department Peter Parker Spider-Man because he's wearing the fireman's hat.
Do you guys ever think about that? Like, did he just? This is a serious issue going on. People are dying, and he has time to
And
play
he's
around like
introducing
that.
himself because at the end of it, he's like, "Good job, Bill, Simon. We did good." He like knows all their names and shit like that. He is a wanted criminal. He's a vigilante, which they bring up a lot about how like half of the city is just like, we can't have this shit going on. But it also seems like the firemen are like, we don't pick sides.
Yeah, yes, it's like a bunch of sensitive people in the city. They just leave the job, leave the crime fighting to the police.
You've taken science classes at a collegiate level.
Yeah.
Isn't dumping water on electricity like the worst thing to do?
Yeah, I mean, that's like basically bringing a toaster into the bathtub,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So why is that what stops Electro?
I don't understand. So, like, maybe it overcharges him. Like, later on in the movie, they say what happens when you overcharge a battery, it explodes. And so hitting him with a fire hose just wets him in, like, I don't know, creates more
spots.
conductivity, and
Yeah.
then boom.
Oh, there you go.
Speaking of exploding batteries, I do like the scene of Spider-Man like testing out the web and like blowing up the batteries.
Yeah, yeah.
My favorite one is when the whole web like catches on fire and he's like, "Oh,
Oh, God. And he has a fire extinguisher at hand. It is like this
It's
has
funny.
very the most, I don't know, is this funnier than Spider-Man 3? Because Spider-Man 3,
Spider-Man 3 is funny not because not because they are making jokes. It's funny because it's like they're making the worst jokes.
oh, we're laughing at Spider-Man 3.
Yes, I
Here,
am.
We're laughing with
Correct.
Yeah.
The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Correct.
Gotcha.
The Amazing Spider-Man as well.
As well, I'm so sorry.
When Gwen Stacy does finally like decide to go to Oxford, because again she's right there in the middle of Times Square as soon as the fight's over, she's like, "Well, I'm gonna leave," and he's just like, "Well, fine."
Yeah. He's so petty about it.
Then just goes headlong. Well, and the last time they broke up too, he just goes deep into being Spider-Man. Like I love that. Like that's his release. It's like
He's
well,
unhealthy. He's
No,
like,
it's
he's
so bad.
not good.
It's
They
so
both need to
bad.
focus on themselves because, first of all, it's back and forth. He's kissing her on stage in front of all the graduating class, and then after that, he shows up to Chinatown where the restaurant is. Says, "I can't be with you because I made a promise to your dad."
Yeah, first he says, "Oh, you can't stop me from going to get dim sum with your family," and then suddenly he's like, "I don't want to be in a family photo." And
Yes.
then he's like, "I'm not going to dinner now."
And now I'm gonna follow you like once a day
And
sometimes.
she's like, "I break up with you."
Yes. And now they're kissing in an electrical closet. They got to make up their minds.
The electrical closet's an ironic twist.
Oh shit, that's right, huh?
It is, yeah.
That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
once again being the romantic that I am. Fucking loved that scene.
What's the difference between being a romantic and being really creepy? Because I think where we see the most romantic person in Andrew Garfield, we see somebody doing the exact same thing, but it's creepy when Harry Osbourne does it.
Yes.
When he's like in the elevator with her and like trying to hit on her and stuff like that.
Well, when you look the way Harry Osbourne, when you look sickly, it's creepy.
That's not his fault,
When
man.
you look cool like Andrew Garfield, it's charming.
A little too cool. I like his Thrasher shirt that he made himself.
Yes, that was
yeah.
really cool.
So let's get to the big deal. I just want to talk about the best fight.
Which
Well-
the very end?
Yeah, I don't want. Electro comes back and then they have another big fight and he blows. I don't give a fuck about Electro. I really don't give a shit about Electro at all because
Yeah.
he does come back and he's trying to help Harry Osborn, but
He is just like
they should have just made it
irrational.
They should have just made it about Green Goblin and Spider-Man.
Do you think this, Alan? Do you think this suffered the same issue as Spider-Man 3, where
Yes. It's too
Okay,
much.
in what way?
It's too many like villains going on. Like
Too many villains and
characters.
storylines.
Yeah, yeah. I just feel like they just should have focused on one. Like Alex said, either Green Goblin or even
Who'd you
Max
prefer?
Dillon. Who would I have preferred?
I like Gobby. No, you would have liked a full movie of Jamie Foxx.
Maybe with different writing. I feel
Yeah.
Yeah,
different
that's
writing.
fair. That's fair.
Like I said, he was like a cartoonish nerd. If they made him just like a social outcast that is relatable, because he is in
Not
the way he's
relatable,
written in
yeah.
this, like no one in the world is like that.
That's me.
That's me.
I do think like this movie was probably a nice tight hour and 50 minutes.
Yes.
Right, and then they added all that fucking Electro
Yes,
into it.
yes.
Because I think it could have been good if they just like kept it to like a semi-romantic film, a
Yeah.
friendship film, and then like the classic CBM.
I hated the The little friendship montage between Harry and Peter when they're skipping rocks.
That's when they're on the Brooklyn Promenade and they're just like, yeah. It's also they travel all over New York in a blink of an eye. They're
Must be tired.
They are going from borough to borough.
And it's not even sundown at the end of their hangout.
Dude. I understand you got a private driver and all this stuff. Also, that dude who was watching them skip rocks.
Yeah. What the fuck,
Just
man?
shoving stuff in. Anyways, Gobby decides the best way to get Spider-Man's blood is to take the one he loves, which is always Goblin's like move, right? Because remember, Willem Dafoe takes Aunt May, and then, but you know what no one ever talks about?
What?
Dr. Octopus fucked Aunt May.
What?
Yeah, in the
what?
comics, Dr. Octopus and
That's
Aunt
news to
May
me.
get it on.
Without his technology, please.
That's what
without
she
the
likes. That's
tentacles.
what she likes.
Did you guys see his gear
Yes.
in Oscorp?
Yeah. So when they do that, like, and also like there's Vulture's wings.
Yes.
Yeah.
So everybody, I guess the synopsis is right. All the villains do have Oscorp in common.
Yeah.
I don't know if
definitely.
I like the Oscorp being like the Muppet, the
central-
Muppet Master.
I'm kind of, well, yeah, I don't care for it. I always am a fan when they try to build up. There was supposed to be, I think, a Sinister Six
Yes.
film in the making.
Do you think Andrew deserved it, like for a third film?
I think if he's in this new Spider-Man movie, I think he's gonna get a third film.
Okay.
I think
So
they're gonna go back and revisit it.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah,
What do you think, Alan?
Yeah, I think he should.
I think they will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not? Sony's cashing in on everything right
Yeah,
now.
we'll see
They're
what
cashing in
happens.
on Venom. They're cashing in on Morbius. They're just and
Morbius.
Morbius had a callback to this film because they have the same Oscorp logo in his trailer.
Oh, nice. And then they're going to try to bring Venom, Tom Hardy's Venom, into Morbius, but there's some
But he's busy in
issues.
MCU right now. Spoilers.
shit, dude. There's a lot of
Have you seen Venom?
the second one.
Yeah.
No, but I understand that he's going to be in the MCU as well.
Well,
So
you got to see the post credits
a lot of stuff.
scene.
Yeah, but it picks up like toward the end after Harry breaks Electro out, and Electro is just like zapping all these old white men in Oscorp, right?
Well, those are the board members, aren't
Yeah,
they?
the board members.
Who had
Not random old white men. That suck. I'm sorry. That's just what I refer to
you
them.
son, you son.
I'm a nerdy black man. Fuck you.
This is for Jesus. I do like that they have this like rash conspiracy on like framing, Harry, and that's why he's like, well, I'm gonna get back at you the way you got back at me, and uses Electro to get back at them. Mm-hmm. But that's also when he's at the like precipice of his disease.
Yeah.
He is like at the sickest he could possibly.
I thought it was supposed to take way longer because
Because his dad was an old man when he died. And
yeah,
he wasn't.
Norman Osborn said that it started affecting him when he was around Harry's age.
Yep.
And Harry's about 2021.
Started getting the schmakes.
Right? What?
Started to get the schmakes.
Oh, the shakes. Yeah. And he, what is it? Maybe 40 years, because like what? Norman Osborn's like 60.
Like he started Oscorp. He got really famous.
He
Became
had
a billionaire.
time.
Yeah.
But Harry just, it's expedited. That guy's dying in months. It's wild.
Maybe he did some hard drugs or something.
I mean, he's drinking a shit ton of scotch by himself all the time.
At 16 years old, he got his first bottle of scotch.
Yeah, that's right.
They do a lot of like little lines like that where you're just like, I see how this adds to your character, but also, what the fuck does that mean?
That it was crazy when he was talking to his dad. It was just like, okay, this is context time, because he says, "You sent me away to boarding school at 11. On my 16th birthday, you sent me scotch. And was it even you, or was it your assistant? Because it said, warm regards, Norman Osborn."
To my favorite customer, Norman. It's just like, damn. But he does and then as soon as he gets the chip on the special table with like computer table, the Tony Stark table.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, look at this battle suit that repairs, bodies and like the flying thing.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, I wonder what he's going to turn
I
into.
wonder, yeah.
That foreshadowing has a flashlight.
And of what are the chances that he gets
Fits it perfectly.
that he gets the venom injected into him, and right there is the goblin suit that saved his life.
It reminds me of like how Dr. Freeze's suit depended on diamonds in Batman Forever.
And it just happened to be right there.
He's always stealing diamonds because that's how he has to live, and it's just like, let the guy live,
Okay, come on.
So Harry kidnaps Gwen,
Yes.
and they go to the top of Big Ben. Now we're in England.
Yes.
Just kidding, we're not.
All the way there.
That would have been cool if like the final fight scene did take place in England, much like the last Spider-Man film.
Oh, because they were out on a field trip. I hella forgot about that. Yeah.
So they just can't ever cast anybody who looks like an actual high schooler. Is that what I'm supposed to learn? Or does Tom Holland look most like a high schooler?
Yeah, I think he's just stuck at that height and at that youth. I don't think he can.
Because even Tobey Maguire looked like an old man.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately. And Andrew Garfield was just too cool. He had the right, like...
Was... Do that again? Oh, yeah. He was voluptuous.
He had the right physique, you know what I mean? But,
Andrew Garfield thick, man.
I'm... This is one of the most... Like, one of the hardest, deepest scenes in any comic book movie ever.
I agree.
I want to ask you, because before we, say it, this was their first time seeing it. Did you expect this to happen?
I mean, the spoiler has slipped, so I had an idea that it might happen or something of the sort, like she gets critically injured. Mm-hmm. Something.
She's definitely critically injured.
And I know that it happens in the comics, right?
Right, yeah.
And I was reading up that before this movie had released, they saw in some behind-the-scenes shoots that she was wearing a dress that was very much similar to what she was wearing in the comics when she does die. Yeah.
Well, the baddies, when they have a big fight in the clock, and it is a beautiful, again, incredible fight.
Yeah.
Gwen Stacy falls, and Spider-Man tries his best to save her, and like the webbing comes out like a hand and stuff. Like it's so beautiful.
Even the build up to that, because like Spider-Man is choking Goblin with his web while they're stuck in gears within the clock tower.
Yeah.
While
the web is about to get snapped in a different gear. Well, Glenn. Well, Glenn is there. Well, Gwen is like falling. There's 7 things happening. It's a lot. It's a very anxiety inducing.
Yeah. And then once it snaps, it's very much visually stunning, like how time had stopped when Electro was, electrocuting the rails in Times Square. Time stops. You see him jump down and shoot himself down immediately. Shoot web out of his web slinger, and you see like a 3D movie. It comes at you toward the screen.
It's like reaching at you like a hand.
It goes down.
And this is the hardest part for me.
What?
He grabs her. He gets her.
Stop. Okay.
But he just doesn't save her in time because she falls, and with the force she hits the ground.
Dude, you slightly hear the back of her skull hit the ground.
And then she just...
And she's just dangling.
Yeah.
And Andrew Garfield's acting chops really shine here.
So good. Could you imagine having to do a scene and then your girlfriend plays dead girlfriend?
No. It's making me emotional right now.
That's how good his acting was. But again, he pulls the mask off, hair out to here. But this is the best acting in the entire... Well, I mean... This is really good acting.
This is really good.
This is like one of the deepest things I've ever seen in a comic book movie. This is far, and I know I'm about to say something blasphemous. This is better than in Batman v Superman when they finally have their like moment together. This death is fucking brutal.
It's tough. I mean, especially like with how much, and I'm not.
She was gonna go to Oxford.
Yes. I'm not even as connected to these characters as I should be because I haven't seen the first one. But already with enough romance and context build up in this film between the two, I felt connected to their relationship. And so seeing her whip her head against the floor, knowing that a millisecond earlier, mere inches, if he had gotten her earlier, could have saved her life. And him just saying, breathe, Gwen, breathe. And then I started to tear up once you see blood come out of her nose. And it's just like, fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. And it was the most romantic day prior to that because it was the typical, I'm on my way to the airport, she's stuck in traffic. So he does the typical writing I love you on the bridge in web.
Which is such a classic rom-com movie.
It's such a cliche. I've seen that like so many times in movies.
Do you think there's any other guy who's like, hey babe, look what I did for you. I did this for you, babe. And they're like, oh, Benny, I love you. He's like, yeah. Thanks, Spider-Man.
Are you Benny Smith? Because there's a shit ton of cleaning up you need to do. It's thousands of dollars in fines.
That's what I'm curious about. How hard is it to clean up the webbing?
Difficult, dude.
Must be hard. That's really tough webbing, dude.
They have like clean, because sometimes the webbing's very strong and can like, conduct electricity, and then other times it's like soft enough to catch, people
to
from
catch
falling.
someone.
Like,
is it biodegradable?
is it safe for the environment? What if my dog eats it?
What if it falls into the ocean? Does a fish get caught in the web?
It's worse than a net because it's not biodegradable.
Oh, he'd be a great fisherman. Imagine.
This is what J. Jonah Jameson should be getting after.
Yes.
Right? He has a lot of points against Spider-Man, but this is what he should really be the hill he should be dying on.
Yes, I agree. He is not helping the planet stay green.
Do you like, especially not with the paper business, do you like the fact that Spider-Man in this one had like the web shooters that he built?
Ooh, I'm glad that you brought this
Or
up.
do you like the natural Sam Raimi out of the wrist shooter?
I like out of the wrist. I like that it's a biological component of being affected with the spider's venom. What do you think, Alan?
Yeah, I feel the same way. I like the out of the wrist thing.
I like the shooters.
The shooters, really?
Because it reminds me of the old Spider-Man
That's
cartoon.
true,
Remember?
that's
Because
true.
then he'd like run out sometimes. He'd be like,
Yeah.
"Uh-oh, out is webbing." It's like now, and like it always happened. It actually it happens like in every episode. Actually, he runs out of webbing. And he's like, "Guess I got to use my brains," and then he like beats the bad guy
He
that
just
way.
never has to make. He never makes enough.
It's you know what, you can't carry enough on the suit.
I don't know. There's ways to figure it out.
Yeah, make it a bio thing.
The way he treats Webb is the way I treat gas in my car.
What does that mean?
I'll fill it up later.
Oh,
It's always at a quarter tank.
beautiful. Gotta go fight crime, but you know what? That's enough.
Oh, I don't have time. I gotta go. Romantically confuse my girlfriend.
Can we talk about his relationship with Aunt May?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Since we've gotten past the death, and you know, but his relationship with Aunt May, because she has one of the best monologues ever when she talks about like, your dad wasn't there, like I was the one who took care of you. I'm the one who wiped your nose, and like, it's like, damn, May.
Really touching scene. Let's rank the Aunt Mays.
Oh man.
What do you think, Alan?
In what sense?
Yeah, man.
Just like in the jet,
They're all number one in different categories.
Yes.
Raimi's Aunt May is good in most looking like Aunt May from the comics. Okay?
Most looking, no, dude, her acting, the monologue that she has in Spider-Man 3, which is probably its saving grace.
The one where
okay.
about the marriage. Okay. But
Beautiful.
Very comic book accurate.
Yes.
This Aunt May is like a really good Aunt May, a very great take on a modern version of like what this would mean if you're adopting a child and like living with them and then losing your husband, and then there's the new Tom Holland's Aunt May, who's just like a fox. She's the hottest of all three.
So
she's just like, ever
foxy,
since my
dude.
cousin Vinny, dude, I'm all about it. It's just like, yeah, I'm right there with it. Marissa Tomei,
Marissa
you can
Tomei.
come to
Marissa
me.
Tomei. I can't believe that Happy is able to really.
No, but I would believe that Jon
Charm her?
Favreau would.
John Favreau, yes. But John Favreau is Happy?
Yeah. I mean,
He's not
in some
super
things-
confident as Happy, I would say. But maybe that's
you know
his
what?
charm.
It's the little things.
Does Marissa Tomei as Aunt May in the Tom Holland ones, does she have like a moving monologue that we know of?
I feel like no.
No, I don't think so. But she does know that he's Spider-Man. Because at the
Oh,
end of
that
the
is a
last
different-
one, they open the door and she's like, "What the?" And
And then it cuts.
Yeah.
I remember that.
which is very ballsy for a Disney movie. How do you feel about this one in ranking of the Spider-Man?
This entire movie?
Yeah. Or this franchise? How do you see it like fall into it?
I can't fully answer. I want to see the first one, right?
Did you love the ending of this one though? The very end when he fights Rhino,
Oh, of course.
like that, like run up when he puts the suit on, it's like choom, choom.
The way that he fights Rhino at the end of this movie is how at the end of the first Incredibles, they fight the Mole Man.
Man, yep.
Yep. And it just cuts right there.
It's like,
right?
I can't wait for the next movie.
Yes.
They should have done another 20 minutes of his fight with Rhino, less of the fight with Electro.
I agree. I agree. I mean, no, because at that point it's just going to over-convolute, like, again, what the mistake was with Spider-Man 3 with just bringing in
So many
villains.
villains.
Too many, dude.
Did you like Rhino, Alan?
Yeah, I like Rhino. I like the design. But
Did you like Paul Giamatti as
yeah, I love Paul Giamatti, man.
dude, he's fucking this Russian gangster
Yeah.
with a tattoo of like wired thorns around his head?
Yeah, I think it's called barbed wire.
Barbed wire. What did I call it? Wired thorns.
I love. Hey, it's
It's all
okay.
good, man.
Do you have a best person on set award?
Paul Giamatti.
Good. I'm honestly not surprised. Okay, you made it a joke answer, but now it's a real answer.
No. It's gonna go to Andrew Garfield. I'm sorry. In comparison to, I can't give it to Jamie Foxx. I'm sorry.
Do you feel bad that he didn't get to do a third?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you feel bad?
Huh? I do feel bad.
Yeah, I mean, but the way that the franchise was going, the way that this movie went, I don't know, man. Like, I much rather would have seen what we got with the Tom Holland Spider-Mans rather than a third one of this. Because the third one of this would have been, Vulture, Rhino, and Mysterio all put together, and then it'd be like, you know, they don't ever do good on the third version. That being said, this third version of Spider-Man is going to be pretty dope.
It's gonna be sick.
Yeah.
Even if it's half the stuff that they say it's going to be.
Well, they're really building it up, man. Like already introducing what's it? Andrew Molina?
Alfred Molina.
Alfred Molina's Doc Ock. Almost got it.
Willem Dafoe's
Willem Dafoe's
Dafoe.
Green Goblin.
Gobby.
And-
Jamie Foxx's Electro.
What a
Sandman,
weird thing.
Also Sandman.
Sandman.
Yeah.
That guy's going to be in it as well.
dude.
But that's only 5 villains. Isn't it the Sinister Sixth? Who's the 6th villain?
I swear, if it's not Paul Giamatti's Rhino, I'm suiting up myself and I'm auditioning before the movie comes out.
It's going to be Tom Hardy's Venom, right?
Oh, but he's not part of the Sinister Six, right? He's like a
Venom comes in and out.
I don't know what he
We'll
is.
see what happens, man.
My best person on set is Emma Stone.
And why?
Why was her their boss?
I don't know.
You were like,
I was thinking like does she deserve it? I was like, no, she had
She
some.
does deserve it. What do you mean does she
She
deserve
has solid
it?
ones. Yeah, the way
has-
she died.
The delivery. Yeah, first of all, yes, that's very intense. That is intense. But like the fighting, the acting that she has, like the graduation speech that apparently she wrote herself, is beautiful. She's a smart woman through and through, and she's blonde.
Do you like her better as a blonde than? Whoa, that's a weird criteria to have when you're actually like. I was gonna ask just objectively speaking, not having to do with like who your best person on set is. But do we like her as a blonde or do we like her as a redhead?
I like her as a blonde.
blonde.
Say it. What
do you think,
speak your
man?
truth. Don't let us inflict. Don't let us influence you.
I like her as. Since Superbad is
what
one of
about
my
a
favorite
strawberry
movies.
blonde? Would you like her as a strawberry blonde?
No, let's not confuse. Let's not complicate things.
That's not complicated.
It's almost 50-50 for you.
It's just like she's
60-40.
she's such a baddie in this one, but her as like in Superbad, like this, it was like that's the most normal. I like it when people look normal pretty because that's as normal pretty as she gets. Like now she's just glamorous in everything she does, which is
Yes,
gorgeous.
but she dyed her hair for Superbad. She's a natural blonde.
No, she's not.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Fact check, please.
Yes.
Oh.
She dyed her hair for Superbad.
You're really good at blonde trivia, huh?
Well, I like my blondies.
You got a thing, huh?
I do like blondie brownies. I used to love blondie's
Wow.
pizza in San Francisco.
Oh.
What's up, Alan?
Alex is right.
Boom! Suck on that cock
Alex
with
is
your
right.
mouth.
Wait. Is this a natural blonde that she's rocking?
No,
here?
she is wearing a wig in this movie.
Okay,
she's for
then.
sure wearing a wig in this movie.
But she's still a natural blonde.
Yeah, but she is a natural.
I want to see her in her natural blonde likeness.
It
think
might
that's
be
La
this.
La
Hold
Land.
on. I'm gonna turn this.
I think that would be La La Land.
no, La La Land, she's not
This is a
blonde.
good picture. This is a good picture.
Is that natural on the right?
Yes, natural on
I
the
would
right.
think so.
Oh, you know, I changed my answer. Blonde is good, dude. But also, she's wearing black with the blonde. I don't know. It could be her outfit and her makeup and
Do you think it has
lipstick.
to do with her eyes? Do you think
I
it just-
think you know what? I think every woman's beautiful.
It makes your eyes pop. If she was bald, I think I would love her still.
Wow, you like a gear shifter.
What? Yeah, I just can't decide what I like.
What do you rate the film? Rate it. Rate it right in front of me. Rate it. Rate me.
3.5.
Nice.
I'll say a 3.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
I think right in the middle, 3.5. I think those are good numbers. I
Yeah.
think those are that's
So
a-
3.25 for you?
2.25.
Actually, I think I'm gonna go with a 3
A 3.
Yeah.
because there are some really good parts of it. Like we said, it's very visually stunning. The suit looks great. The fighting is awesome. The storyline's great.
Yeah.
But then the company just butt fucked it so bad, ruined a lot of it for me.
Yeah, I agree. Jamie Foxx, like I said, Jamie Foxx could tone it down, right?
Let's see how he does in the new Spider-Man.
We'll see. Does his gap come back? Okay.
I would love like a close up of just his teeth like separating. That's what we're retconning.
I loved the romance between the two. Setting the ground rules, like you said before, setting the ground rules of what you can or cannot do just so they don't fall for each other is just this really cute way of flirting. That little nose thing. You can't scratch your nose like that.
You
She's
can't
like,
say that I'm amazing with those big brown doe eyes.
yeah, I'm like,
Like, damn.
stop, y'all.
You guys should be fucking now.
Yeah. They shouldn't. It's a PG-13 movie. And then right before they kiss, she's like, "I'm going to England."
Would you let her go, or
Yeah,
would you?
let her go. Let her go.
You mentioned earlier that they did have some behind the scenes of MJ.
Yes.
Do you know who they cast?
No.
Shailene Woodley.
Who's that?
Yeah.
Shailene Woodley is the girl from Divergent.
Was it Divergent?
Yeah, I need to see a picture. Was she a good-looking MJTO? Would she be?
Well, I've never even seen the photos, but I'm glad that there was no MJ. Let's make, we don't need to have.
It would have convoluted it more, right?
Yeah, yeah. I also like when Spider-Man bangs Black Cat or whatever her name is. Catwoman.
They do?
Yeah, they always have a thing.
Really? Felicia?
Yeah.
Oh. What's up?
No.
Did you find a picture of Shailene?
I'm just
I'm smiling.
smiling at pictures of
I'm trying to be happy. But
I'm sorry,
Had
Alan.
a good day today.
I didn't mean to question your happiness.
Found a turtle.
whatever, man. But I guess she's partners with Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, fuck Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, fuck Aaron Rodgers. But
By the time this comes out, I will have completed my protest with the Birds Aren't Real Brigade.
Yeah.
So wish me luck. I'm gonna
luck.
have a lot of fun.
Be
See
safe.
what happens. Do you have a stick and some cardboard that I could use?
I don't know. We could try to look for some. If not, go to Michael's.
I think I'm gonna have to go see Michael.
Okay. Well, now that we have completed the 2 worst Spider-Man movies that exist in the most recent years, we should preface to the baddies that it's a good chance that we might just do for the hell of it the new one coming out next month, right?
I mean,
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna see it anyways, no matter what.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to see
And it's
all
a Christmas film.
That's right.
It comes out December 17th.
Something 22nd, 17th, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Like, so there's scenes that take place in Christmas time. So
Okay. Technically, it's a Christmas movie then.
just like Die Hard.
Yeah. All right. Well, do you guys have anything else to say? I think I'm pretty much good.
I'd like to say we need to get more gorillas on unicycles.
I would love to see that.
Yeah.
I don't think enough unicycles exist.
That can bear the weight.
Yeah. Too many gorillas.
Not enough unicycles.
That's the issue.
That should be a shirt.
What do you have to say, Alan?
Quick, pick a side.
I'm done. I don't know.
All right, I'm done too.
Yeah.
All right, baddies, you guys know where to go for all of your baddie merch that is not out yet. We're still waiting on sizes. But go to ICBTB.com for our other merch. We still have a few sizes left in our old shirts. And you could follow us everywhere. On Instagram, you can follow me at Christian Has Asthma. You can follow Alejandro at call_me_Jesus. And you can follow Alan at Alan C. Boo. Alan, thank you once again for coming and talking Spider-Man with us. I love nerding out with you guys.
I'm nerding out with you too, pal.
Appreciate
Hell
it.
Put your pants back on now.
All right. Okay. All right. Bye.
Can't be that bad, oh,